I pressed the code for the third time. The door did not open. I could hear the sound of the keypad beeping, but nothing happened. My suitcase was on the ground beside me. The street was getting darker, the air was cold, and I had a job interview in less than 15 hours. My name is Mia. I am from Hamburg, Germany. I came to Amsterdam alone for the first time. Everything about this trip felt big. I was nervous about many things, but I was most nervous about my English. At school, I learned grammar and rules. I could write sentences, I could pass tests, but speaking was different. I always translated in my head first. By the time I found the right words, the moment was already gone. I was scared of pausing too long. I was scared of picking the wrong word in front of a native speaker. I was scared of the look on someone's face when they did not understand me. The afternoon started fine. I arrived by train and walked slowly along the canals. The water was dark green and the old buildings stood tall on both sides. I found a small cafe near the address and sat down for a coffee. The place was warm and smelled like cinnamon. I wrapped my hands around the cup and looked outside. I felt calm. I thought the hard part was already over, but I left the cafe later than I planned. I lost track of time looking at the water. The canal was so quiet and beautiful. I forgot to check my phone. By the time I reached the building, it was close to 6. Marcus, the host, was already outside. He looked like he was waiting, but also like he was ready to leave. He had his keys in his hand and his bag over his shoulder. I smiled and said, "Hi, how are you?" He looked up from his phone and said, "Good, good." Then he looked back at the door. That was it. No question back, no pause, no smile. I felt my face go warm. In every English class I had, "How are you?" opened a conversation. It was always the beginning of something. Here it just disappeared into the air. I stood there for a moment, unsure if I had said something wrong. Maybe my accent was strange. Maybe I sounded too formal. I did not know. I didn't have time to think about it. Marcos was already reading the code from a small paper. 62947, he said, then pressed the star button. He said it fast, very fast, like he had said it many times before. I nodded and said, "Okay." But I was still thinking about the greeting. His voice was already moving on, and my brain was still one step behind. I only caught some of the numbers. He handed me the paper and his phone rang. He looked at the screen. He held up one finger and stepped away to answer it. I turned to the keypad. The numbers were small and the light above the door was weak. I tried to remember the order. 6, 2, 9, then 4, 7. I pressed the numbers carefully and hit the star button. Nothing. My stomach felt tight. I tried a different order. Still nothing. I looked at the paper again. The handwriting was small and hard to read in the low light. I moved closer to the door. I tried once more. The door stayed closed. Marcus finished his call and walked back. He looked at the keypad, then at me. His face was different now, more serious. "It's not working," I said. He tried the code himself. He pressed each number slowly, then again. His jaw tightened. He looked at his watch and then back at the door. "I'm already late," he said. "I have to go in 2 minutes." My stomach dropped. The street was getting quieter. There were no other people near the building now. The sky above the canal was dark gray. I thought about the interview at 9 in the morning. I thought about the money I paid for the apartment. I thought about sitting outside on the cold stone street all night with my suitcase. I felt a small panic rising in my chest. I stopped trying to find the right words. I stopped worrying about grammar. I stopped thinking about how I sounded. I just spoke. "Sorry," I said. "The code is not working. I can't get in. Can you help me?" He looked at me properly for the first time. really looked at me. His expression changed. The rushed look softened a little. "Yes," he said. "Wait here." He called someone on his phone. He spoke quickly in Dutch. I didn't understand anything. I just stood beside my suitcase and waited. The canal behind me made a soft sound. About a minute later, an older man in a dark jacket came through the building's inner door. He moved slowly, but he looked calm. He looked like someone who had worked in that building for a long time. "Which apartment?" he asked. 14, I said. "My name is Mia Bauer. Spell the last name," he said. "B-A-U-E-R, I said. My voice was steady. I was surprised by that. He nodded slowly. "The main keypad has a fault," he said. "There is a side door. Same code. Go around the corner. Green door." "The same code works there?" I asked. "Yes," he said. "Same code." "Thank you." I meant it more than those 2 words can say. I pulled my suitcase around the corner. The wheels were loud on the old stone street. The sound echoed a little between the buildings. The canal was just a few steps away, and I could smell the water in the cold air. I almost walked past the green door. It was small and half hidden beside a drain pipe. A different person might have missed it completely. I stopped. I took a breath. I pressed the code slowly this time, 1 number at a time. 6, 2, 9, 4, 7, star. A click. The door opened. I didn't move for a second. I just stood there. Then I felt my shoulders drop. The tightness in my chest disappeared. I took a slow breath and the cold air filled my lungs. The tension left my body all at once. I walked inside. The hallway was warm and smelled like clean wood. I leaned against the wall for a moment and closed my eyes. That night, lying on the bed in the apartment, Marcus sent a short message. The main keypad had a sensor problem for over a week. Most guests used the side door. He forgot to mention it. He wasn't cold or careless. He was just trying to solve things quickly, the same as me. I read the message twice. Then I put my phone down and looked at the ceiling, and the "how are you" moment. I think he forgot it before he even walked away. For him, it was nothing, just a normal sound between 2 strangers. For me, it was the moment I understood that real English is not what I practiced in class. It's shorter, it's more direct, it moves fast, and when something goes wrong, 3 honest sentences matter more than perfect grammar. I got the interview. I sat in a bright room the next morning with my hands on my knees. I was nervous, but I was also a little different than before. Something small had changed in me on that cold street outside a green door. If you ever froze in a real English moment, I understand. It happened to me outside a door in Amsterdam, and I got through it. Has English ever surprised you in real life? Tell me in the comments. I read everyone. If this story felt real to you, there are more like it here. Come back for the next one.